What's going on, everybody? Mysterio here, and we have a round 2 matchup for Cosmic Crucible. Before we get into that though, I do want to give a quick channel update. The MSF counter spreadsheet is being updated daily, and that is in the description below. We already have over 40 counters on there, and more are being added every day. Now if you do have a video that you would like to add to this list, make sure to join the Discord channel, put it in the submission channel. Once it's in there, it will be added to the list so that way others can view it at their pleasure and use your counters that you end up using in the video. Now, as for my YouTube channel, we are currently over 850 subscriptions. I'm very excited about this. I need about 140 more subscriptions and we hit that 1,000 mark. My goal, I'm hoping, is to hit this by August 9th. That will be my 6-month mark of making YouTube videos, and I'm very excited about this, and I love setting goals, as you guys know. So let's go ahead, get those 140 submissions, and hopefully we can hit the goal that I have set for myself. Now, as for my opponent today, we are going against Ada. They are 81 million TCP. They do not have Mephisto, but they did only drop one matchup for round 1. So it looks like they're a very good, skilled player. Let's go ahead, check out the defenses, and see what we're going against today. Now on defense, they have an interesting team in stage 1. They have Black Knight with Cyclops, Gambit, Forge, and they added X-23 in there, so that could be a little bit tricky. For stage 2, they have Hive Mind, Sasquatch, Super Skrull. Stage 3, they have the full Spider Society team. Stage 4 is pretty interesting too. They have Old Man Logan with Panda Pool, and then they added in Bishop for the Pre-Taunt, Rogue, and Nightcrawler. Stage 5, they have the full Superior 6 team. And stage 6, they have Darkhold with Quicksilver, and it's a pretty big team right there. So there's a lot of interesting teams. This is why I love the early weeks of Cosmic Crucible. There's so much theory crafting going on. Let's go ahead and start our attacks now. For stage 1, I'm going to use the Superior 6. I'm dropping Lizard and adding Mysterio in here. By adding Mysterio, I'm able to get rid of their immunities, so that way I can actually do Green Goblin Class 6 Ultimate. He is currently a Skirmisher again. This is going to allow him to do the trauma and ability block on everyone and pretty much get nice control of the match right from the get-go. Green Goblin Classic is going to be going first. I'm going to start by doing his ultimate that's going to do that turn meter rewind. It did end up putting the trauma and ability block on several of the members. However, I wasn't able to get the trauma on the Black Knight. Kraven's up. I end up doing the special on the Black Knight. Again, the ability block didn't land on him there. For Doc Ock's turn, I end up using the special. That's going to summon out the Shocker. Spider Slayer's up. I end up using the special, and that was able to kill Forge and the X-23. And here, Gambit ends up bleeding out, and Cyclops is very low health right now. The nice thing about having the Mysterios here is that I'm able to use those basics and basically get rid of the charges from the Black Knight. That did cause Black Knight to go. He ended up using a special, and that caused Green Goblin Classic to retaliate and kill the Cyclops. Now I have my full team, and I'm just going to try to tunnel down the Black Knight to the best of my ability. Black Knight does end up using the ultimate that ends up killing the Kraven off for me. Shocker's up. I use the ultimate to do a nice turn meter rewind. Green Goblin Classic's up. I use the special on him, and that does very good damage to him. He's very low health right now. Green Goblin Classic got pushed. He's able to go again. I use the basic. The retaliate from the Black Knight does end up killing him, and Doc Ock ends up doing the ultimate, and Spider Slayer does the ultimate as well to finish him off. I was able to one-shot this, but I definitely paid the Black Knight tax to be able to do so. For stage 2, we're going to use our Apocalypse, Red Hulk, Dr. Doom, Vulture, Emma Frost. This is an excellent counter into this team, and it only takes our Apocalypse away. Because of this, we may need to adjust our defenses and take the Hive Mind Super Skrull away from stage 2. Because of the amount of heroes on the other side of the field and the lack of buffs that we spawn in with, we are able to go first. Vulture's going to do the ultimate to do a nice turn meter rewind to the entire team. Red Hulk does his special, and that ends up speeding up our Apocalypse. Apocalypse is now able to do the ultimate and we get off the Sasquatch. Apocalypse does the Falcon punch into the Super Skrull and he ends up killing him. Dr. Doom is now able to use the ultimate. We're going to throw 2 punches into the Void Knight. And we're going to use the special into the Red Goblin. And that is actually game over. This is very easy and very efficient. For stage 3, I'm going to use the Updog special. That's going to be the Secret Defenders with Cosmic Ghost Rider. This is a great counter and it's fairly efficient as well into this team. The Spider-Man Noir will be going first. He ends up doing the ultimate into the Ghost Rider Robbie. Ms. Marvel Hardlight's up next. We're going to target the Ghost Spider and use the ultimate. Black Cat is up. We're going to target the Peter B. Parker and use the special so we can get the trauma stun on him. Ghost Rider Robbie is up. We're going to target the Spider-Man Noir and use the special. I want to flip some buffs and ability block him while also putting some bleeds out there. Photon's up. We're going to target the Ghost Spider and use Photon's special so we can get some blinds out there. Cosmic Ghost Rider's up. We use the special that ends up stunning the Penny and flipping all the buffs on the other side of the field. Ghost Rider Robbie, we end up doing the ultimate that does several bleeds on the other side of the field and ends up killing 2 of the members. Black Cat does the ultimate to take out the Ghost Spider, and we have a very easy cleanup against the Penny because the Spider-Man Noir did end up bleeding out. For stage 4, I'm going to use my Cabal team, and I'm adding in Kingpin, so that way the minion actually spawns in with the taunt to take the Nightcrawler special, and then Baron Zemo so I can try to get off the Bishop taunt, and he's able to try to get the crit early. Nightcrawler's going to start off by doing the special, and he does target the minion because he comes in with the taunts. Zemo does not take the taunt off the Bishop. I end up doing the special and I didn't get the crit on the Bishop, so I don't get the speed up on the Cabal team. Rogue ends up doing the special on our Iron Patriot, unfortunately. Kingpin's up. I end up doing the special so I can summon out some more minions. Namor's up. I end up doing the special targeted on the Rogue. Leader ends up doing the special on the Rogue as well, and that does end up getting the kill on her. Zemo ends up doing the ultimate, and luckily he didn't chain over to the Old Man Logan. The Old Man Logan ends up doing the ultimate to us. Kingpin, I end up doing the special. Namor's up. I do the basic into the Panda Pool, and we get the kill and doesn't come back. Later, I do the basic into the Nightcrawler that calls the assistant. However, he's still alive. Iron Patriot finally gets off the stun. Nightcrawler does the ultimate, and the Old Man Logan assist does end up killing our Iron Patriot. Namor's up. I target the Old Man Logan. I use the ultimate. The ISO attack, as he is a striker, does end up taking 1 life off the Old Man Logan, luckily. Leader's up. I end up doing the ultimate onto the Old Man Logan, and we get the kill on him. Now we just had to take out the Nightcrawler. We get the kill. This should have been a whole lot easier if we got the crit on the Zemo, so you can see how this could go wrong. For stage 5, I'm going to do a sack into this team. I don't want to risk trying to go for the one shot and putting myself in a very bad situation. So I'm going to go in with the Darkhold team because they should be able to last to where the Superior 6 team burns all of their opening abilities, and then the cleanup will be a whole lot easier. So we're going to try to take as few as turns as possible, that way we don't burn our efficiency too much. The Green Goblin Classic is going to be using their ultimate ability there. The Lizard as well is using the ultimate ability. Those are two key abilities I wanted to pull. Kraven does end up doing the special, which is perfectly fine. If we make it to his ultimate, that would be even better. Doc Ock ends up summoning out the Shocker, so there goes his special. Spider Slayer's up and ends up doing his special. So all of the opening abilities are now pulled. Any additional would be more beneficial. However, the summoned Shocker ends up killing the Morgan Le Fay, so we only got the opening abilities pulled. Now we will be going in with our new warriors. We do have to be careful though, because the Green Goblin Classic is going to be starting out with his special, so depending who he targets, it could throw this counter off now. Green Goblin Classic's going to be going first, and he unfortunately targets the worst character that he could, which is Firestar, so he ends up doing the special to her. Gwen pulls up next. We're going to stay targeted on the Green Goblin Classic and use the special. Deathpool is up. We're still going to use Deathpool's special to spread those negative effects from the Green Goblin Classic to the Doc Ock and the Spider Slayer. Cloak is now up. We're going to use the ultimate to put blinds out there. Dagger's up. We're going to target the Lizard and use the special. Firestar was able to live. If she would have died, this would have to be a back out and we'd have to retry again. We end up doing her ultimate into the Green Goblin Classic. Gwenpool does the ultimate, and that does end up killing the Spider Slayer. Deathpool Ping ends up taking out the Doc Ock. Deathpool is up. We end up doing the ultimate to do the permakill to the Lizard. Cloak does the special into the Green Goblin Classic, and that does kill him. Now we just have to worry about the Kraven. This was a pretty good cleanup considering the circumstances. For stage 6, I'm going to test out the Masters of Evil into the Darkhold Quicksilver team. I know this can go sideways, so I just want to test it out to basically experiment with this in case I need it again in the future. Titania's going to be going first here. I do end up using her ultimate into the Wong so that we can get the ability block and the disrupt on him. Kang is up next, and here I do make a mistake. I end up targeting the Doctor Strange Heartless and use the special. That ends up putting a slow on the Quicksilver, which we actually didn't want to happen. Because of that, I needed to use Ultron's special to do a turn meter rewind into that Quicksilver. Moonstone, I end up doing the ultimate into the Doctor Strange Heartless. That does stun him and do another turn meter rewind. Because of that one mistake though, Morgan Le Fay end up using her ultimate on us. And then Agatha ends up doing her ultimate. Ideally, I would have wanted to use the special on Agatha, so I put slow on that side, and then I could have used Moonstone's special to put the trauma stun on the Quicksilver. So I definitely misplayed this. I'm going to end up backing out, and we're going to go in with the old reliable team that I used in previous Cosmic Crucible seasons. What we're going to go in with now is going to be the Tangled Web with Kestrel, Ironman Infinity War, and Falcon. This should work great into this team. I used it a few seasons back, and anytime I see Darkhold, so we're going to use our old reliable team. Spider-Man 2099 will be going first. We're going to target the Agatha and use the ultimate. The main reason for that is because she has the death proof, so we can copy and spread that to our entire team. Spider Weaver's up. We end up doing the ultimate into the Quicksilver, and that does end up killing him right off the bat. Heartless ends up doing the ultimate to us, and that is unavoidable, so luckily we had those death proofs on us. Kestrel ends up doing the special into the Agatha, so we got defense downs out there. And now the Darkhold team is going to be using their ultimates, and we have those charges to protect us. Falcon's going to use the special, that's going to give us a lot of speed up because of all the buffs on the other side of the field. Ironman and Infinity War is going to use the ultimate. The Spider-Man 2099 is going to use the special into the Wong, and that does end up killing the Agatha. For Spider-Weaver's turn, I was debating using the basic. I opted to go for the special so I can do damage to the Heartless and the Wong. The Kestrel ping does take out the Morgan Le Fay. Kestrel does the ultimate into the Wong, and that does end up killing him. Now we have a very easy kill on the Heartless. And we did end up winning this matchup. We dropped those 2 attacks, my opponent ended up dropping 3 attacks. They got a 48,973, I got a 49,363. So this did end up being a very close matchup. I ended up having to do that sack, I made the mistake in stage 6, but let's go ahead, check my defenses to see what actually happened. Stage 1 was not efficient for me at all. I did end up losing 2 of the characters, and 2 of them were very low on health because of that Black Knight. The total score for this one ended up being 83-53. So this Red Hulk Apocalypse Vulture combo worked perfectly. This ended up getting me at 83-67, so if you do end up seeing this team in stage 2, I would highly recommend using this team, as it will save your Cabal. For stage 3, I got an 83-66. The Secret Defenders with Cosmic Ghost Rider is a very good counter into the Spider Society team, so if you are able to spare them, definitely use them here. Stage 4 was not very efficient as well, mainly because that Baron Zemo didn't strip the taunt and he didn't get the crit, so Zemo definitely failed me on this one. I ended up getting an 83-53, and this almost became a loss. For stage 5, I got a 79-58. I had to do this sack so I could burn those opening abilities, and I ended up getting the worst possible turn rewind from Green Goblin Classic into that Firestar. I still got the win, and even if it failed, it would have been a 3rd hit. I still would have done the sack regardless. For stage 6, I got a 79-66. The Masters of Evil ended up failing me, but the old reliable came through, so I do have to remember, use this team if I see that Darkhold again. As for my defenses, my opponent ended up using the Secret Defenders with Spider-Man Big Time into my Out of Time X-Men team. That ended up failing, then they end up going back in with a Apocalypse, Nova, with a couple other high-powered characters. This ended up getting them a 79-56. For stage 2, my opponent ended up using the Cabal team with Vulture and Emma into my Hive Mind Super Skrull Sasquatch team. This got them at 83-70. Stage 3 is a pretty interesting team that they used. They used their Eternals, Tangled Web, and Dorm. This got them at 83-63 on my Spider Society. This one here definitely caught me by surprise. They were able to use their Masters of Evil into my Old Man Logan team, and this got them at 83-57. I watched the replay, it was very interesting, and they did a very good job as far as controlling this matchup and getting that victory. For stage 5, I ended up putting the Illuminati with Mephisto here. They ended up doing their stack with the Invaders and the Infinity Watch, then they ended up going in with their New Warriors, and this got them a 75-66, so this still ended up working with that double sack and the New Warriors here. For stage 6, they end up using their Illuminati with Dr. Doom into my Infinity Watch. This is a pretty good efficiency, about normal, at an 83-61. So my opponent Ada did amazing against my defense. If I would have dropped one more match, then they probably would have beat me on efficiency. I did have to make some tweaks to my defense after this round also. Because the counter that I did in that stage 2, I ended up moving my Hive Mind Super Skrull team over to stage 6. And it also ended up moving my stage 4 team with the Old Man Logan into stage 5, just to stop that Masters of Evil counter from beating them. I wanted to try to stretch out my defense to where you have to pick and choose, and there really aren't any gimmies. But Ada did amazing. I do hope to play against you again soon. I also plan to put a defense video out this weekend, so please remember to subscribe to the channel. If you did like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.